Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. So I'm really excited to offer you guys these divination sessions. There are 3 parts to each one of these readings. We will first be addressing your challenge, just to make sure that this is your reading. Addressing your challenge, addressing the hidden blessing, and then allowing any other advice in regards to what you are inquiring about to come through for your guides. So today you have 5 crystals to choose from. And whenever you're ready, we're going to hop right into these readings. What's up, group number 1? Here's your reading for the hidden blessing behind your challenge. We're diving into 3 aspects today. Obviously going to address the challenge to make sure that this is your reading. We're going to dive into the hidden blessing behind it, and then just whatever else the guides just have me say to you guys. So I already have your cards spread out here, and I've been marinating on this message. I mean, it's quite an intricate and multi-layered message that's coming through, but essentially the root of this, you guys, the root of your challenge, this would have to do with your guys' calling. And this has to do with you feeling so much potential alive within yourself, and maybe not seeing it to the extent reflected back to you externally, to the extent that you feel it internally. I'm also hearing that there's a layer of envy that you guys might have been experiencing towards someone that's in your field, or that might be a family member, or that's in your group. There's a level of envy that's coming through here that's attached to one of your guys's biggest lessons here on Earth, or one of your biggest karmic patterns here on Earth. I mean, because we have the Eight of Swords falling right underneath beneath your challenge card, which is the Starborn, right? And so the Eight of Swords, we have the yellow swords represent envy. Envy and jealousy. The green swords represent, I believe it's greed. But the sense of envy and jealousy is coming through really strong here with the Devil and the High Priestess. So it's almost like you guys have, there's something about someone in your reality that I feel like you can't shake, that you cannot stop thinking about. And maybe it's like there's a level of you that almost feels like, oh, whatever they're doing, and I'm gonna just say it how it's coming through, but whatever they're doing, it feels like there's a level of inauthenticity to them, or that they're being ran by impure motives, but gaining all of this attention, right? Spirit is really, really just reiterating to you guys that you don't always know what's going on beneath the surface of why people are doing things, right? And that if someone is rubbing you the wrong way, or who are we to really say what type of success someone does or does not deserve? Because I am feeling that there might be some sort of, this might not just have to do with one person, but it could be just people in your field. You see people excelling and you feel like you haven't caught your big break yet, right? It's just you're just barely cracking through or something, or it's like this success feels like it's far out of reach. And you guys, this is the deal with Dharma, right? This is being on the Dharmic path, is it's going to purify you of all of these insecurities, right? It's interesting that we have this card, that this channeled message that says, I have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, and literally her ears and eyes are covered because I feel like this is part of the hidden blessing behind this, you guys, is this unfinished symphony. It's like you're just clearing out the bullshit, right? You are just clearing out all of the impurities, right? Which is part of being on your dharmic path. It's not that you wait until you're perfect before you get started. No, you just fucking throw yourself into the fire of purification, which is essentially you just meeting yourself, right? And being honest about what the fuck is up, right? Being honest that if you are on the planet Earth at this time, where we're going through significant collective purges of the solar plexus impurities, moving into the 4th density heart chakra, that there is going to be envy, there is going to be greed, there's going to be those things clearing themselves out of you, right? And so it might feel like you're experiencing it as if it's your own, or you might be like, oh my God, why can I not stop thinking about this person? Or why do I get so much envy when, I see other people in my field succeeding, and it feels like no one's noticing me, and you feel like you have all of this, that you were meant for this, right? It's like you, deep down, you're like, I was meant to be known. I was meant for people to know who I am. That's part of your blueprint, and it's not a bad thing to feel that about yourself, right? It's literally, I wouldn't be surprised if even if you looked in your astrological chart with all these stars and the fact that we have Starborn, like this shit is written, you guys. It's not always ego, but a lot of the times it's like that pull, right? That unfinished symphony, that feeling of like, I have shit to do on this planet. Why am I not seeing it? That's what pulls you through this process, right? To where, draw near to me and I will draw near to thee, saith the Lord, right? We think it's about going out and achieving all this stuff. And we think it's about making our name and leaving our legacy and helping the planet, right? But I should say, and there's always like a hidden thing is beneath that hero's journey archetype that we all find ourselves on. And for spirit and for you guys, it really is drawing near to spirit and allowing spirit to work through you, allowing spirit to use your vessel essentially to change the world, right? But I'm hearing that there's a level of you guys that might even be in judgment about this stuff that's going on. With this Four of Swords here, there's a necessity to be easy on yourself and to let yourself off the hook in terms of like, don't judge yourself. Don't take yourself down deeper into this karma for what you're feeling, right? We bind ourselves more to our karma when we are judging ourselves for it. It's not even like so much of our karmic knots are undone and untied and released. So much of that is released when we also release the sense of judgment. So in the Law of One teachings, it talks about the three steps to becoming a creator. One is to know yourself. So to be honest about where you're at, right? And to recognize your karma and your flaws, your misperceptions for what they are, right? The second step is to accept yourself, right? And the third step is to become the creator, right? In my most humble of opinions, the second step is the hardest. Accepting yourself, right? Because judgment keeps you bound to your karma. Judgment actually perpetuates our karma, right? It keeps us locked to it. Because it's like, if you're trying to disprove illusion, it's a sneaky way that illusion has just confirmed to you, or that you have taken the bait that this illusion is something that is actually real, right? That actually has substance. Right? It's kind of like a mirage. It's like, it's not that it's like not there, that we're not seeing it. It's like, it feels really real to you. Illusion feels really real to those people who are gazing upon it. But as you get closer, as you draw nearer to God, as you draw near to seeing through the eyes of source or seeing through a non-dual lens, right? It's like you see it for what it is and you're like, oh my God, ain't shit there, right? There's nothing there. And so I feel like this is you kind of doing that deep cleansing. This might be like you guys might be approaching like breaking through a new threshold. This might be stuff that's not new to you. And it's like, I feel like there's just like just a little bit left, just a little bit of cleaning up to do. But I mean, ultimately you guys are looking sparkly and fresh, right? I feel like you guys are a lot closer to being done with this karma than you think. But it definitely, I feel like it has to do with feeling like yours hasn't come yet. And why has other people's come already and yada, yada. But it's like, you are very powerful. You guys are a very powerful group. So spirit's not going to let you bullshit around. You know what I mean? Like spirit really needs you to be in alignment with a certain level of integrity. And this is not to say that you haven't had integrity up to this point in time, but it's really, I just feel like whatever it is, like, your calling can appear in so many different ways. But I feel like for you guys, it's really essential for you to not get lost in just like the bullshit of life, and that you really are teaching through whatever platform or service you're offering to people, or however people are going to know who you are. It's really important that you are relaying truth that you've been through from a level of, right? That's what makes a really good teacher is when it's not just lip service, right? But it's something that we've already integrated. They're codes that we've already activated within ourselves. So I feel like the hidden blessing behind this is like, you understand, right? These cards could even be interchangeable. I feel like your challenge could be you feel like you're this unfinished symphony and your blessing is the Starborn, right? These are essentially to me really saying the same thing. That do not get swept up in the illusion of things. Do not feel like just because other people seem to have success and seem to have money and seem to have, you know, the partner, they seem to have all these things, you don't actually really know what's going on the inside, and you don't know, like, you know, I feel like Spirit really has you guys on this path of purification because you guys, how do I say this? I feel like you guys are about to be just like, you guys are nearing the end of incarnational cycles on Earth. And so what binds us to this planet is karma. And so I feel like Spirit is really making sure that you're creating as least amount of karma as you can, in order to pop off this motherfucking planet. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it. And regardless if that's the case or not, it's like Spirit and your higher self are really like your guides are really working closely with you. So you are really in integrity with things. And so you're not doing things because you want the fame. You're not doing things because you want the money. Like, you can feel that. You deeply feel that that's part of your blueprint, right? So it's not to say it's a bad thing if you felt those things. It's literally written in the stars, you guys. But what this is saying is that the place that you're coming from is really what is going to make or break you in terms of if you're being bound more, right? Or if you are being set free, right? And so the being set free is really important here. So I feel like Spirit is saying like, oh yeah, final message, final piece of advice is that like you are on your meditation game, man. You are seeing things for as they are. You know, essentially what the spiritual path is extricating your sense of identity from the comings and goings of life, right? And that's essentially how, you know, it's been taught in all different religious texts. To the root of it, down to the core of things, is in order to extricate yourself and to be reborn essentially, and to see through the eyes of God and to experience your kingdom on heaven on earth, is that you are walking in the world, right? You're in the world, but you're not of it. So it's like, I feel like there's a certain level of integrity Spirit has been preparing you for, because you're going to have a lot. Like, I feel like everything that you have wanted or dreamed of is going to be a very, very much so part of your reality. But there's a certain level of purification that's currently happening, that's deeply tied to karma, not just. And this doesn't really feel like personal karma. It feels more like karma that you have taken on for the collective at this time. So, you know, the family that you were born into isn't necessarily your soul family. For this group, I'm really strongly feeling that you have just taken contracts with certain soul groups on this earth plane in order to help them through their karma. But essentially, a lot of the lessons that you are learning and you're doing in this lifetime, they're not essentially for you. It's not like you're learning these things. It's that it's like your path has felt narrow up to this point because there's very specific points of purification that need to happen, so you're not creating more karma for yourself, so you're not binding yourself even more to the wheel of samsara. So any amount of envy that you felt towards other people and their perceived success or whatever, like, you don't know what their karma is. You don't know the place that they're actually residing from, right? If it's coming from greed, if it's coming from this pretense of wanting to seem a certain way and hierarchy, yada yada, all that bullshit, then, you know, you can be certain that they're binding themselves to karma, right? But and that's not even, I hope that's not something that would make us feel better, right? Or that person is being bound more. And it's like, no, it's like, you understand that that's just going to invite suffering into someone's life, right? Into an individual's experience. And the more that you're on this path, the more that you see other is really the self. And so you want the best for everyone. We have much more harmonious relationships and dynamics, and we're really rooting each other on when we see these things from a level of harmony, right? And when we really are operating from that golden rule of like, I can only feel so good and free to an extent that the rest of humanity has as well. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is really, we're all in this together type of mentality. So again, any type of insecurity or jealousy or envy or feeling like you haven't gotten yours yet, there's a reason for it that you're not seeing. This is a very, very, very like beyond this one lifetime hidden blessing. And it seems very hidden of a blessing I'm hearing for you guys at this time, but it really is to draw you closer to spirit and to draw you closer to true fulfillment, which has nothing to do with anything that this earth plane could ever fucking offer you, right? And I can say that from experience because I've just been tasting more and more and more of that beauty and bounty in my own meditation sessions, man. Keep going in, keep turning in, let spirit talk to you, let spirit soothe your soul, let yourself find where true peace, true prosperity, true success is really found, and true success is built on this, right? So you're really establishing a very, very, very solid and firm foundation. So when all of this shit starts flooding into you, you are unfazed, right? You are not tainted. You are not disillusioned by any of these appearances, right? So I hope this brought peace, contentment, confirmation to your heart today, my pal number one. Please like this video, please comment, please subscribe if you've been here before. I know y'all will be back. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I hope you will, because this is beautiful energy. All right, guys, I hope I see you soon. Bye. What is up, pal number two? Here's your reading for the hidden blessing behind this challenge. I really have to think about it because I've been saying the hidden challenge behind this blessing, and that might be a different day, a different reading, but the hidden blessing behind this challenge. Now I've got your cards laid out here, my pile number twos, and you know, I'm seeing here that one of your challenge right now, just to make sure this is your reading, your challenge is in being able to see just like the rarity and the exquisiteness of your own beauty, right? Because we have this gem card coming up. I mean, and it's like, you know, in grass, dead grass with like worms and stuff crawling all around it. It's like, I feel like you guys really don't see just like how bomb, how incredible you guys are. And that's your current challenge, because you know what happened? I'm hearing that you had some little page ass of swords person come in and break your little corazon at some point, right? Little page ass of swords. So you had a little page of swords come in at some point thinking that he was the king or she was the queen or whatever, right? And didn't really know what they had when they had it. And this could be a lover. It doesn't have to be, though. I'm hearing that this could also be family. This is very platonic. This is very neutral, right? For some of you, it's going to be lovers. For some of you, it's going to be just like, you know, narcissists don't just pop up in our loving experiences, right? Narcissists are also our family members, coworkers, people that we've worked with. But it's like you've had people that are just like, I feel like, honestly, you guys, if I'm going to, you know, because I'm your reader, so I'm here to be your person. I'm here to back you up, right? It's like, honestly, you had people wanting to cut you down in the past, and you felt that. I feel like you knew it. You've already known that, and it sapped your strength. This was the only card that came up in reverse, was the strength card, right? It really took a toll, I feel like, at least for some time, you know? It took a toll on your ability to, like, believe in yourself, to believe that you are worthy of certain things and certain experiences. And it's almost like I'm hearing that some of you, okay, just so you know, I've seen 222, I've seen 123, and I've seen 111 so far. Like the numbers are like, bleh, they're falling in, right? They're flowing in. It's been challenging for you, I feel like, to feel success in whatever area this represents for you, right? Where it seems like you were cut down, or this could even, you know, be multiple areas, because I am hearing that for a lot of you guys, it's like you trigger people because you are this, right? You trigger people, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that they're this too. Like you could attract other gems, but because they haven't done their own unearthing, that they take it out on you, or because they can't see themselves clearly. They just like think that, you know, all they can see is this because they are this, right? All you can see is this because you are this. Right? And so you start to mistake that this is what you are. No, that's just all the bullshit around you, right? So I really am hearing that whatever area this has to do, whether it's love, it's like anytime you start to get that little sense of like, oh my God, a new spark, it's like you are automatically preparing for this. You're automatically preparing for the Three of Swords because you have been burnt. I'm not surprised. And this does have to do with soulmates and soul contracts, because bottom of the deck energy is the Six of Cups, right? So this could have to do, I am seeing more family with this child and this. So this could be a parent for you guys. But there's like been an individual, or this might even be a pattern, because, you know, this is oftentimes how karma works. Those narcissistic types of personalities will continue to show up into your life until it'll dress itself up. Lucky yes, it'll continue to dress itself up in different attire, like different roles, different people, different circumstances, but deliver the same ass energy, which is I'm not good enough, right? Showing up as this sneaky ass little page ass of swords. I can't stop saying that because he's a little sneaky ass. Look at that. Look, I'm just saying that doesn't look like someone with my best of intentions, if I do say, versus this, the King of Swords, right? I feel like oftentimes you're a lot wiser and a lot more mature than these groups of people you've been around, or these people that, were trying to fuck with you on some sort of level because there was like you triggered in them their own insecurities, right? And, if I really was seeing you guys that there's a part of this that you have some part in, right? I would say that too, right? I'm not just here being like, oh, it's all other people, right? It's just other people's bullshit. But I am here to say that your greatest challenge is that it kind of was other people's bullshit. And I feel like you guys are just like have so much, and people probably always felt that they wanted to take advantage of it. Like even from like a young age, I'm hearing, right? Even from when you were little, it's like people just wanted to take advantage of that energy or of you in some sort of way, however that applies. But the hidden blessing, that's it. I'm hearing you have a hidden blessing coming when you least expect it with this chop wood card. We also have infinite spirit open the way for the divine design of my life to manifest. Let the genius within me now be released. Let me see clearly the perfect plan. I think this absolutely has to do with this strength card and this Ace of Wands, right? The more that you lean on spirit and the more that you do to release and to see this for what it is, and to see that it's like, if you feel a little traumatized in some areas, it's like you absolutely have the right to feel traumatized in those areas, because it seems like people did like project their own bullshit onto you. Like you had like very unhealed people coming into your presence and sapping your strength and like wanting to cut you down and low blowing you and giving you the evil eye and just like in a weird way, like cutting you down, and just like the way that they would say things would be condescending or whatever, right? And it's like coming across as like this, but really having this type of ass energy. Okay, I won't always have this energy towards you. I love you, Page of Swords. But I am hearing, Page of Swords always reminds me of like stalkers or people that just like, you just take up space in people's consciousness for whatever reason. It seems like people have their eye on you. You're someone that people like to watch because I feel like you are this gem that people have always recognized, but maybe you haven't always recognized within yourself. And so maybe you have struggled in terms of growing your self-esteem and stepping into yourself and feeling like you are worthy for goodness, feeling like you are worthy for these, passions, for them to be successful, because I feel like, and it's like Pavlov's dog. You open up yourself enough times to people and to organizations and to family members, right? You show your heart enough times because it just feels right. And then you are brought here. It's like, then you're always going to expect this. You're always in a subconscious way going to assume, if I open up, I'm going to get fucked over. My heart's going to get broken, right? So it's like, have a little compassion for yourself here, man. Have some compassion. When you can no longer be disturbed, all disturbance will disappear from the external. Right? So I feel like this is like, go about your day-to-day, chop your wood, carry your motherfucking water. Don't even worry about these people. Like, you're integrating whenever you have a trigger come up. That's a great time to sit with the energy and to see things for what they are, right? When we see things for what they are, we are a lot less likely to be consumed in the illusion of things, right? That's what seeing things as they are is, right? And so one of my key ways that I'm going to extend to you, because I'm feeling guided to it in this moment, that you can determine if what you're seeing or what you're perceiving about a situation is true, is how you feel, your emotional guidance system. So if you're looking at a situation and how someone treated you and you start to feel contracted and narrow and like your face starts to get red and you're like it's like you're essentially believing in whatever subliminals that dynamic communicated to you. Right? When you start to feel like embarrassed or whatever, you are not seeing, that's contracting. You're seeing for more illusion. Illusion will always be contracting. Illusion feels like putting on a tight, woolly winter sweater that is so itchy and scratchy and there's like a tag. No, it's not it. It ain't it, right? So when you start to feel contracted and like that, it's like you take off the fucking sweater, right? And so you're seeing closer through the eyes of God, when regardless, you're not lying about what's happening or what has happened. But it's like you feel better. You feel more expanded. You feel like, oh, like I'm untouchable. It's like this sense of you just see this the nature of reality and the nature of incarnation for what it is. It's everyone essentially just trying to like feel good and trying to be free. But a lot of the times how people do that is through, they're also believing in illusion at the same time as they're trying to do that. So it's, for example, through other people being less than them, or someone that they see really great, cutting them down, or like flaunting their insecurities in their face, right? That's how we know we're doing it from a way that's binding us to deeper karma, versus seeing this lifetime for what it is. Wait, what example did I just use? Sometimes I'd be forgetting what I say during these channeling sessions. Oh yeah, but when you're trying to have freedom, and when you're trying to experience yourself as a boundless soul, right? That's built into the human spirit for a reason. We don't like jobs for a fucking reason. It's not because we're lazy. It's because it's not for us. It's not in alignment with the human motherfucking spirit and what we're here for, what we're here to explore, right? But it's like when you're approaching that level of freedom from a level where you're not also binding other people and you don't need to cut other people down, it's like that's actual freedom. That's actual freedom, because then it doesn't matter how great someone else appears in one moment or how flawed someone else appears in one moment. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't care, because you're not inherently attaching yourself to all of these comings and goings of life, right? You understand yourself as an infinite eternal soul, so they're also an infinite eternal soul, and this is just part of being alive, right? It would be so boring, right? It would be so boring if everything was good all the time, and if we didn't have a little bit of like things to shake up our feathers all the time, or sometimes, hopefully not all the time, but sometimes, you know what I mean? So ultimately the hidden blessing behind this is you're going to have a huge profound breakthrough, or something's going to come when you're least expecting it. But also the hidden blessing is, again, that you are 11:11 on the clock. Your hidden blessing is that there's going to be a profound sense of everything that you do. Like you're going to get it. You're going to see like this to me feels like a very spiritual card. This is my first time. This is like my second time ever using this deck, because I got it for Christmas. This reminds me of chop wood, carry water. It's that saying in terms of like, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. So it's essentially saying that, you're doing the same shit, but like the place that you're doing it, the place that you're sitting in when you're doing it is different, right? Because on one hand, you're doing it because you need to prove yourself, because you feel like you're not good enough, or because you had your heart broken, or because whatever, right? And then on another hand, you're doing it because you don't know what else you would do, and because it's just what you're doing in this moment, and it's your dharma, and it's your path, and it's just what you're here for this time around, and you're extricating yourself from being the doer, and you understand yourself more to just be the witness of what's happening, right? And so it's all just as it should be, right? But ultimately, I am hearing that don't let these people get under your skin. Release whatever they tried to, and it seems like successfully for most of you, whatever they tried to communicate to you from their own insecurities, it's time to purge that bullshit. Because you just are this man. You are the diamond in the rough, and that is a huge that is painful. That's painful when you have all of these splendors to give to the world, and you've given them to the world, and you've been fucked over. That's painful. So I do not blame you for feeling like you don't want to go on anymore. Like, what's the point? Or no, I don't want to give my heart away anymore. I don't want to try with love. Like, I'm just going to continue to get fucked over because people don't know who the fuck they are. Like, dealing with all these fucking page ass of swords. Sorry. And you're over here as this king ass of swords, right? It's like you just see more than other people. And that's why you have such a compassionate heart. Is because I feel like you've just been through stuff. Like, I do see this as like childhood stuff, right? You've grown up, and yeah, there have been some beautiful caretakers in your life, I'm sure. But ultimately, it's like you are this way, or you've gained this. It's not to say you're not this. I feel like you are this, but it's like you're questioning your own resiliency, because it's like, God, how many times do I have to go through this, right? But you just are coming across as a very wise being, and I'm sure that's been with you since you can remember. So oftentimes we older souls can take contracts within families that seem like it's families of young to mature souls, right? So just understanding that. If that doesn't resonate, then it doesn't resonate. And just understanding that we all have karma. We all have these different contracts, right? This reminds me of soul contracts, soulmates, that we don't always understand from this level. But again, it's you can trust that regardless of how malicious it might seem on some level, that it is all here ushering you in a certain direction. And that's true freedom, right? It's all paths lead home. All paths are trying to lead us back to true freedom, to singing and dancing and just making love with everyone in life. However that resonates for you, right? But just making love with life itself, right? Yeah, infinite spirit, open the way for the divine design of my life to manifest. Let the genius within me now be released. Let me see clearly the perfect plan. I feel like you do see clearly. You see clearly for the most part, right? But there's some remnant karmic things that happen. I feel like there might be some anxiety when these new starts come, or when you get new offers, whether that's a job offer, whether that's a collaboration, whether you're a guest speaker, whether that's a romance of a lifetime. Because I was seeing this Page of Cups coming up underneath too. Yeah, I have Queen of Cups coming up underneath that. So, whatever remnants are purging, just just see it for what it is. It's like, okay, this is just part of what it means to be alive on the planet at this time, and I'm regaining my strength, and just go about your day to day. And I feel like before you know it, you're gonna look back and be like, oh, I feel like I'm not like, where's that sweater? I just feel new. You're just gonna feel brand new. And as you're doing that, as you are extricating yourself from other people's projections, because you're seeing it for what it is. You're like, oh, that person is just deeply fucking insecure, and I must be really bomb for this to be following me around my entire life, and to consistently attract these narcissistic personalities. Doesn't mean that you don't have some good friends too. Some good friends in your life, or good work friends or work people or whatever. Again, however this applies, family members. But it does seem that there is a certain level of volatility and hostility that people feel towards you. And it might be because you are like the full package. You might just be like very much so. You feel good. Your energy is on point. Your looks are on point. There's many facets of you that I'm seeing. So it's like there's so many gifts and talents, and you're good at so many things, and you know so many things. And it's like, these people feel like worms around you. Don't blame them, right? I mean, we can't blame them. Just keep doing you, boo-boo. That's like spirits. If your guides can speak to you, that's literally what they would say, is keep doing you, boo-boo. Keep chopping wood, carry water. Like, know that the divine design of your life will manifest. It's already here. It's part of your soul's blueprint. The only thing is, until we become undisturbed, right, these illusions will still remain around us, and we won't be able to see that perfect plan unfolding. But then also understanding from a higher level, that's also part of the perfect plan, right? Because again, all paths lead home. You want true freedom. Spirits got you on this path of true motherfucking freedom, and it's gonna be so beautiful. I've been dropping a lot of F-bombs this morning, so I don't know what's in the air, what you guys have been sipping on or whatever, but I'm just bringing through what you guys are putting down. So I hope this brought some clarity, peace, confirmation, whatever, to your heart today. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up. Please leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you have been here before, especially because I know you guys will be back. And yeah, I hope I see you soon. What's up, group 3? So 3 aspects to this reading today. We're going to address what your challenge is, just to make sure you've selected the right pile. But you guys probably did, because y'all are intuitive, right? I trust you. Next is the hidden blessing within this challenge, and then anything else that the guides have to come through. I've got a few channeled messages here. We're just going to jump right into it. Pile number 3, this has to do with a new direction and or just being able to overall trust your heart, right? Because your challenge card came up as this agape, which this is generally has to do with heart activations, right? This is one of the 8 initiation cards within this deck. So this has to do with your heart. The reason why I feel like it has to do with a new direction, because at the bottom of the deck you do have this this 2 of Wands card coming up, and there's other things there's other cards here that are suggesting that this seems like you are choosing between 2 paths: the road less traveled, and then the one of the greatest amount of perceived security. Now, when I was tuning into your guys's just energy coming into this reading, I did hear a phrase from the Tao Te Ching come through, which is the difficult path seems easy and the easy path seems difficult. All right, I might cut out the rest of that, so just so it flows better, but the difficult path seems easy. And the easy path seems difficult. This is like the only card you guys have that like seems maybe a little bit like negative, which there's no negative cards in tarot, right? We're just like, just being honest, engaging where the fuck we're at, right? That's why you guys come to these readings. But the rest, I mean, you have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the King of Wands, you have the Three of Cups, and you have the Ace of Pentacles, right? So the hidden blessing behind this, you guys, is the Observer, right? So to me, this is, I feel like this is saying you are going to finally see a new level of how you've been making decisions, right? And you are going to, like, because you are extracting yourself, and because this card of the hidden blessing is showing up, and the Observer is showing up in place of the hidden blessing for this, is I feel like you are going to see the way you make decisions from a level, a very profound level that you haven't before, in terms of how you settle. And it's like, there's almost like a mistrust here with the Seven of Swords. Like, you mistrust your own emotional guidance system, like mistrusting your own heart, like in the good or bad, like mistrusting when you get like weird vibes from someone, or like there's an opportunity that comes in to work with like this teacher that you wanted to work with, or that you've been following for a while, or whatever, to this new job opportunity, and something about it, you're just like, something just feels off, right? Like trusting that. And then on another level, it's like, when something feels really good and it's almost like too good to be true, but you're like, but it could be true, right? Trusting that, right? Trusting that, like, regardless of how many people are like, that's not going to work. You don't, it's like closing off the senses. The Observer to me is about meditation too. And meditation is all about closing off any type of feedback you're getting from anything external. Because a lot of people are going to have a lot of shit to say. And a lot of the times it's not even in your best interest. They can think that they're coming at it for your best interest, but no, they're only sharing with you glimpses of how they see reality, right? And it's not very loving if people are giving us advice from their limited version of reality, right? That's not always loving, right? I know at the end of the day, yes, they probably have the best of intentions. I'm not saying it's malicious or anything, right? But it's wise to understand and to just know that when we are contracting someone, or when we are giving someone advice to not believe in their dreams, that's not very loving in my most humble of opinions, right? But whatever, we're all on this together, are we not? So I feel like, I do not resist the situation. I put it in the hands of infinite love and wisdom. Let the divine idea now come to pass. So it might feel like that you guys have no choice in terms of taking a new direction with this Wheel of Fortune. It might feel like you have been calling in something in for a long time, and it's like, I feel like the floodgates are opened, or they just opened, or they're about to open. And so navigating this, extricating your sense of self from this, like, the Wheel of Fortune, it kind of reminds me too of the Wheel of Karma, or the Wheel of Samsara. It's like, if you're on the outer rungs of it, if you're placing your sense of identity in the success, or on the outer rungs of this, it's like, you're going to be swept in that fucking merry-go-round wherever it's going, right? But if you place yourself at the center, the Observer, right? It's like, it can do its thing. Life can do its thing. Life can essentially have its way with you and do the purification that it needs to, and you're not getting swept up in it, right? So I feel like there's something really good coming in for you guys that feels like a dream come true, a wish come true. And at first you're like, can I really trust this? And Spirit, and it's just part of it, right? It's just part of this path of purification. It might have to do with traveling somewhere or to someone. It might have to do with work in general, or an opportunity to travel, or an opportunity to live your life. Live your life in this kind of celebratory, this sense of celebration. Yeah, both of these cards have like little flowers on them. So I'm seeing that as just like hidden surprises. And the end of this is like Ace of Pentacles. So I'm just, you guys, all power is given unto me to bring my heaven upon earth, right? It's like, I feel like you guys are on your path. A big part of your path is just like understanding you fucking deserve this, pile 3. You deserve this. You deserve all of the incredible opportunities coming your way. And you don't have to be like looking over your shoulder. I feel like this energy of you're just waiting for the shoe to drop when things do get good in general. When things start to get really good in your life and that partner comes in, or, you start getting more clients, or whatever it is, your work is just getting more noticed, or you're being more appreciated in your field, whatever it is. I feel like there is a sense of you that feels undeserving of it, right? And Spirit is like, you have earned this. You are the king. right? You are the king or queen, whatever gender you're showing up as the king, right? That's just like the empowered masculine energy, right? Like you see something, you go after it, you have the heart activations, you're following your heart more, right? So this is like your biggest challenge and your biggest blessing all in one, right? Is that you have a very strong emotional guidance system, and it's brought you into a lot of great situations. And then there's this aspect of self-sabotage. That's what it is, right? This aspect of self-sabotage that seems to come up, and you're not understanding that's part of it. That's part of the purification process. That's part of the fate. That's part of like purifying you. How many times do I have to say that? Purification, right? That's part of removing this sense of limitation from your heart, right? And removing your sense of identity from any of this bullshit, right? And beauty, right? Bullshit or beauty, depending on what day, or if you're just like in a fiery mood like I am today. But it's like, it's all here. When you really do recognize it's all here to set you free, and all of life is a celebration, it's like you are really sitting in that seat of just like, you are sitting on your throne, right? That's the true throne, man, is when you're like, nothing can touch me, right? Nothing that happens. So the hidden blessing behind this is you are seeing more how you've sold yourself short in the past, and just how you have self-sabotaged, and you're seeing that sabotage for what it is. It was just old. I've made a video about this on my main channel. So if you have self-sabotage tendencies, it's like a 50-minute video where I dive into all of the metaphysical juiciness of self-sabotage. It's linked. If you just go to the homepage of this, you'll see in the Divinity Incarnate, Divination, my banner, it has like a little thumbnail of my, I think it's going to be on this side because I know this is like mirroring or something. But yeah, it'll just say my main channel. Make sure you go there. And it's like one of the most recent videos, and probably, where would I have put self-sabotage? Probably in the playlist of metaphysics or a soul blueprint. Check one of those. But I know I have multiple videos and multiple playlists. Okay, so I feel like this, when it says, I do not resist the situation, I put it in the hands of infinite love and wisdom. I like let the divine idea now come to pass. I feel like this is just like by allowing, there's like this certain level of like, again, just resistance to allowing good things to happen to you and good things to come into your life. And so, I feel like this is just really about allowing it all to unfold, and just watching, just being very much more observant of yourself as like you have this new floodgate of celebration come into you. Because it almost seems like on one level, it seems like you have two options, or like you have different options you can take in terms of your divine path unfolding. But I feel like this is a group that has been doing something for a while. You guys have been on your path for a while. You've been practicing following your emotional guidance system for a while. So I feel like if anything, there's just going to be a new level of you feeling like you are the ruler of your domain, and that you are really in alignment with your higher self and your soul's mission, and you feel confident, you feel like unfucking touchable, man. You just wish someone would. You wish someone would try, because you guys are really coming in your power. Even this guy, even this one has at the top of his staff, I just saw 1010. On the top of his staff, he also has a world. So this might have to do with just like, I feel like this is like other people observing you too. The hidden blessing behind this. Man, it's like when other people watch you, and because it seems like whatever you guys are doing, you will be known. You probably are known by many people in different countries. But the hidden blessing is like you make people feel like they're on your level. You don't see anything different. You understand that it's like, it's not you. All of this good stuff that's coming through is not because of you. You're like, it's because I've gotten out of my own freaking way, right? And so I feel like those people that observe you and that watch you, like they really feel like you are their person. They really feel like you are on an equal playing field. You don't make attaining great things seem like this unachievable like success thing, right? Because maybe you guys are very transparent that you do have a past, that you have not always been, this person that you are showing up as now, you have not always been so loving and balanced, dare I say. And so it's like you have nothing to hide, right? With this agape, everything is open, everything is transparent, everything is here for everyone to see. I don't have anything to hide. That is, in my most humble of opinions, those are the leaders of this planet of New Earth, right? Because when we feel like we have something to hide with it, what is that? That's shame. That's embarrassment. That's illusion, essentially, right? That's getting yourself swept up, your sense of identity swept up in untruth, in what's transient, right? That's laying your treasures up where moth and dust will corrupt. And so I feel like the hidden blessing of this is you are going to even more so profoundly impact the hearts and minds of people because of your transparency and because of, man, of just whatever you guys have been through. It's like, this is a celebration, man. Yeah, this definitely has to do with things that are happening in the realms of earth with this Ace of Pentacles. I do not resist this situation. So in other words, don't start to be like, okay, how do I maintain this? Or why am I actually deserving of this? Or whatever this represents for you, a raise, a promotion, an opportunity to speak somewhere that you've always wanted to speak at, a retreat, whatever it is, right? Social media, whatever you guys might be doing on social media. I wouldn't be surprised if I have like other people on YouTube with platforms growing on there, like TikTok or something where there's a lot of people watching you, because I'm seeing a lot of globes here. This indication of just like, I even see this as like, oh yeah, those are people, right? So it's like, these are people down here just watching your journey, man, watching your glow up, watching your ascent, your rise, your fall over and over again. It's just like, you guys are on a consistent path of evolution, and people are just like, like jaw dropped. Yeah, I even see I saw a little lizard here too that looked like a circle. What else is in there? That's a lion. That's a snake. We got all the power symbols coming through here. But yeah, you guys, I feel like your hidden challenge is just remaining open and just understanding that you are worthy of this, that you deserve this, observing it for what it is, observing when you tend to start to feel like, when is too good feel overwhelming to your experience. And that's a good indication of where and why. That's a really good indication of, what is that a good indication of, Spirit? It's a good indication of something, and they're trying to tell me right now. Yeah, that's just when you meet a threshold point, and there's nothing negative about that. That's when you start to meet a threshold, when things start to get really good. It's like, and then you start to feel contract. Spirit says, don't resist. Do not resist it. Let the divine plan unfold. And then understand, all power is given unto me to bring my heaven on earth. So it's like, you guys, if you guys are on this path of renunciation and just letting go and just doing your best to be in flow, it's like, it's only a matter of time before your outside is going to reflect that, right? And so it's almost like I feel like I'm coaching you guys to be okay with the immense amount of success you're about to attract. Or that is already starting to trickle into your life. Probably, it starts as a trickle, you guys, but then the floodgates open, and it's going to be like this massive amount of celebration on every level. I'm hearing overall, the final message here is, when you get opportunities to let your heart expand and to love or to have adventure or whatever it is, always choose the path, you guys. Please always choose the path that feels the most exciting, because that's what Two of Wands represents. It really represents when you have a fork in a road and you have the option to take two different options, right? There's usually the most logical option, and there's usually the option that sets our soul on fire. I mean, do I have to say any more? Like, choose to set your soul on fire, because that's going to continue to open your heart and to literally purify your centers. Like, it's like we have these little flames all leading to the heart, right? But you guys have something coming in very soon. I don't know what it is or what y'all be doing, but I mean, your heaven on earth is, you've probably already been getting many glimpses of it, and you can already feel it. I can feel that you guys can already feel it. It's already here. You already know you're on your timeline, and you're just kind of like, you're in this space. The hidden blessing is now you get to watch everything. You get to watch everything. I just saw 16 on the clock, but you, not only do you get to watch everything like unfold, all of your hard work finally come to fruition, but it's like, then everyone else also gets to, all these other people who might have, been in your life and low-key been like, well, yeah, that's a nice dream, pile number 3, but, and they're about to see that, it pays well to bank on yourself and to bet on yourself, right? It pays off. It really does. And you're going to have many new opportunities, many new people offering you things. So people wanting to pay you for your services, or people wanting to collaborate with you or interview you, or, you know, people just wanting to know, just people just trying to break a little piece off of that, you know, if I am just being completely honest. And that, you know, not just like in terms of romance, but that can absolutely apply, but people just wanting to explore your paradigm and just like understand like how you did this. Right? This is exciting. This is really exciting. Don't resist it. Let it come in. You deserve this. I mean, it's happening whether you want it to or not. So it's like, you can enjoy it, or you can resist it. You cannot. You can dig your feet, right? Enjoy it. Go with it, man. All right, pile 3, I'm going to leave this here for now. Please give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe here if you've been here before, and I hope I see you soon. What's up, group number 4? Here is your reading for the hidden blessing behind this challenge. 3 aspects we're tucking into today. First is your challenge, just to make sure that this is your reading. Second is the hidden blessing, obviously. And last, anything else. I have a few channeled messages here from the universe, from spirit, and then whatever else, you know, your guides want to bring through this session. I'm open to being the channel today for your highest timeline, your highest path. So this is an interesting one, because your hidden challenge, or your challenge, I should say, it's probably not hidden. It's probably very glaringly obvious to you from what I see here, is I feel like this represents a father figure, or if it's not a father in particular, it is someone, might be a male relative. This could just be overall someone that you really look up to, or someone that you see as a sense of authority. An authority figure, right? Because when you think of the symbology behind what a father is, it's just someone that takes care of us, someone that we see as, you know, being our authority, right? So I feel like the challenge here for you guys is like, no matter what you do, you feel like you're not good enough for this person, right? Or their energy is still lingering, or they, no matter what you do, or how much success you gain, or how much of a show you put on, or how much you try to impress them, or whatever, it's like nothing you do will ever be good enough, is what I'm hearing. And, you know, one of your channeled messages is, what man says of others will be said of him, and what he wishes for another, he is wishing for himself. So whoever this could be a boss, you guys. This could honestly be a lover. But how I'm seeing this is, you know how like sometimes parents will like kind of think that they know what's best for their children, in terms of like, it gets really weird when they start dating and bringing home boyfriends and girlfriends. And it's like, that's really when it becomes important to realize that someone's on their own path, right? That we don't know what someone's karmic contracts are, their soul contracts are with other people. We don't know what's best for their lives, right? And essentially the role of a parent is just to do our best intuitively to honor that soul, right? Honor their gifts, honor their talents, help to cultivate that in whatever way seems relevant. Generally, our intuition and what we're naturally guided to do and be and embody as parents is exactly what that soul needs for a proper foundation for their soul's blueprint, or else they wouldn't have chosen you as a person or as a parent. So just rest easy with that. You don't have to change yourself, right? But there might be some growing and expanding and trusting yourself that has to be done. But ultimately, it's like the role of a parent is just to make sure that that child survives and lives, right? To make sure that they have all of their requirements so they reach adulthood, you know, hopefully pretty stable within themselves, right? Not having to do all this traumatic cleaning up down the road, right? So essentially that's all it is. But ultimately remembering, you know, the hidden blessing within this situation is knowing that you and every other being is ultimately guided by something much higher than themselves. You might even be this parent. You guys might be in this role of, you're the father or you're the mother of a child, and now you're seeing your kid like make all these mistakes, right? It doesn't matter. Whichever end you're on, it's just this energy of there is a fear of someone or even yourself doing something wrong or fucking up their life. Or maybe you have already felt that, or no matter what you do, it seems like you're always left just like staring at this wake of disappointment. And I don't mean to laugh, but I'm just like, man, it's just, you were brought here for a reason. It's like you were brought here, you're ready to release this, right? We get brought to these points of frustration with the Six of Swords, and it looks like this woman is finally releasing something that's essentially probably been tethering her and just like eating at her soul for some time. It's like we have to reach these points of getting so completely lost with this moon card, getting so completely lost on our path that it's like we have no choice. It's like You know, it's either I let go or I drive myself into insanity. There's a lot about duality coming here. I think of duality when I see this almost like two sides to a person. And then we have the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles coming up. So there's a lot about duality, or a lot about, again, like choosing the notion of choosing your path, or choosing your path right? Spirit is coming through and reminding you that like there's no wrong path. Believe it or not, there's no wrong path that you can take. And even when you feel like you look back and you had messed something up and you had self-sabotaged or whatever it is, like you can even see within that, like hopefully if you really are doing your duty to meditate and to go in and to contemplate and to concentrate, right? Whatever your access point is to connecting with spirit, you know, generally we can look back and we can see why we had to go through certain things, right? Because now we have a certain amount of awareness around our patterns, our behaviors, etc. Right now you have you've gained wisdom, right? Father too could represent this could represent the masculine part of what makes reality what it is in the first place, right? Purusha, and I believe this is written in the Bhagavad Gita too, and this is also an understanding in Ayurveda. Purusha is infinite intelligence. It's the spirit. It's Father spirit, right? And then Prakriti is kind of like mind and matter. It's like all the elements and the gunas and the dance of everything. And it's like Purusha merging with Prakriti, right? Getting lost in her, right? Getting lost in Prakriti and her alluring temptation, right? And so why did I go on that tangent? I have no idea. But I am seeing there's a lot here about trusting, and that we don't always know from this level. And trusting it's all working out for you in your best interest. And there's nothing that you've ever done to fuck anything up, regardless of how much someone else might have tried to rub that in your face, or regardless how much your own self tried to rub that in your own face, and to, you know, then to perpetuate illusions, misperceptions. You're getting lost in the Maya, right? The Leela, the play. Don't get lost in it. And it's, you know, lost and found. So what? But there is a sense of, you know, with divine enthusiasm, I bless what I have and I look at wonder with their increase, right? And, you know, just being completely honest, with divine unenthusiasm, you will also watch things increase in wonder too that you don't like, right? You will, whatever, this is essentially saying whatever that you were focusing on, if you're focusing on those spilt cups, right? Crying over spilt milk, then, you know, don't be surprised when you're knocking over more milk cartons and crates with your almond milk and coconut milk, okay? Your guys is like home processed nut milks. But yeah, not even seeing, right? Just staring at what's not worked out, not always understanding the divine gifts that come along with that, which this is why you guys are brought here. So essentially, it's important that if this has to do with someone else, I'm really getting the strong sense of two different things here. So someone else speaking illy towards you, you know, what man says of others will be said of him. What he wishes for another, he is wishing for himself. So like essentially if someone is sending black magic to you, whether they know that's what they're doing or not, whether that's what they would call it or not, just understand that that's what they're going to get as well. And so, and if you, just being aware of you, which part you want to play in the lives of other people, do you want to be planting seeds of illusion, saying someone can mess up, saying someone can take the wrong path, not trusting other people? You know, that just kind of goes to show the paradigm you're operating from, which is not good or bad, it's just limited, right? And the goal of the spiritual journey, the goal of any journey is to reach new horizons, to continue to reach more expanded summits to where we're seeing more and we're taking in with wonder, right? Yeah, look with wonder at what's happening in your reality. Do you want to be planting seeds of illusion or seeds of truth, right? Where you, and it's so suiting that we have this tree here too, that it's like, truth is like all that is actually going to sustain someone on a holistic level, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. Because when you're really in alignment with those truths, man, when you're really tuning in, it's like everything is taken care of. Everything's taken care of for you. You're brought the resources, the teachers, right? You are guided to the avenues that you need to go down. You're given inspiration, right? I'm trying to think of examples I can use for this. But there have been so many things like that have come to me, like in meditation alone, you guys, which is the hidden blessing, is this is to bring you into deeper union with source, right? Bringing you closer to that sense of there is something controlling this, and I want to line up with that. So I don't need these bumpers. Like I use this like bowling ball analogy. Like generally when we're first starting off on our spiritual journey, we like have these bumpers up and we have all these challenges. That's the bowling ball bumping back and forth, right? But soon enough, you kind of catch on to it and you're just going straight to source. So you're just like taking those strikes, making those strikes, man. You know, sometimes you're not always going to hit strikes. It's not always necessary to make strikes, you know, figuratively speaking. But essentially, it's like you don't need the bumpers because you're going straight to the source. And like you'll get visions. You'll get visions of like to do different things or to try different things in certain areas. And, you know, it's really important to trust those, to trust yourself and to not be externally seeking validation from any type of authority figure. This could just be a teacher in general. Again, just someone that you look up to and think that they know better than you. They don't. I promise you, they don't know any better than you do. You know, the only difference between us, you guys, Joel Goldsmith talks about this. He's an incredible teacher of meditation and connecting with source and the importance of it. He really drives home. Like you listen to him, his audios, man, and you want to be meditating for the rest of your life every single day, right? Because he really brings us, he's a powerful teacher that brings you back into, makes you understand the power of this and the necessity of this on your path of really how you're trusting yourself. All right, that was a tangent. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, the only difference between people that are people who have found the kingdom of heaven and who very much have physical and tangible demonstrations of God power working through them, of source, of that connection. The only difference between someone that does and someone that doesn't is the amount that they have realized that they are source and the amount that they have allowed source to work through them. That's the only difference. They didn't come in with any more gifts or any less gifts or any more talents or any less talents or whatever, right? Yeah, sometimes karma can have, you know, can play in it. But if you're guided to this video, I'm telling you, you have a lot of wiggle room in terms of your karma and your free will. Younger souls generally don't, and that's not even a bad thing. We've all been, if you're here now, you've been a younger soul. You've been a fresh soul at some point, taking incarnation for your first few times. And, you know, as that karma starts to build, you become bound to it. But we develop, this is what I believe, we develop more free will as we integrate these lessons and as we come more in alignment with spiritual truth. And there's that catch-22 because we gain more free will, and then it's like we understand if I'm going to have a fulfilling life, then my will is thy will. And like I'm a surrender because you start to see more and more how you wouldn't want it any other way anyways. Any good that is not born of like source, it's not going to be lasting and it's not going to be truly fulfilling, right? But and that's not even to say that, you know, whatever, you can have a really good life, not connecting with source, not meditating, not whatever. You can have the lovers, right? You can have the things, you can have the adventures, the new paths, right? But I am just saying, I mean, because you guys are my cosmic siblings, I am saying from one sister to another brother and another sister is that the depth and the amount of joy that you can extract from these things is so much greater than if you were looking to those things just within themselves alone, right? So really developing here, the hidden blessing is this is really, really meant to bring you here. So, I mean, this could just say too, that this pile, your guys' challenges, you think other people know more than you, or you don't know what to do, or that you can't trust yourself, that you place your sense of well-being, or like you feel like you can't make the right decision for yourself, or that somehow other people know more than you. I promise you they don't. Again, this is the hidden blessing is you are about to release something. There's a huge opportunity to release a lot of this illusion, a lot of this bullshit, man. Look at her just letting it go. Yep, there it goes. There it goes, flying away. Y'all hear that? Okay, I think it's over. I got roommates, y'all. My baby's daddy and my daughter. We're not actually romantic, by the way. We just, just doing the co-parent life under the same roof. It's kind of cool. But anyways, back to it. So, yeah, this could just be saying you have misplaced your sense of authority and you've misplaced it outside of yourself. I mean, one of my favorite quotes lately has been from the Upanishads. I've read it every single day for the past like 4 days now. And it goes, who better able to know God than I myself, since he resides at the very core of my being and essentially is the essence of all that I am. Man, mwah. Then it says, this should be the attitude of the seeker. This should be your attitude. Who better to know yourself and your path than you? Or, if you're watching this from the viewpoint of you care about someone else and you think that they're making the wrong decisions, who better to know than them what's right for them? Release it, right? Untangle yourself, be free, right? I mean, it's like at the end of the day, it's like you were just the vessel, you were just the biological codes, right? Your parents were just like the genetic codes that you needed in order to take body for your spirit to have an avatar, right? That's essentially all it is, right? So this whole parent thing, this whole dynamic of like someone knows better than the other is bullshit, right? It's not a thing because, sometimes old souls are born under parents of young souls. And so it seems like who's doing the teaching really, right? So ultimately, pile number 4, this is about trusting yourself. This is all about trusting yourself. Don't put on a show anymore. It's not worth it. You're going to continue to feel like you're selling yourself short. You're going to continue to feel like there's something wrong with you because you're trying to put on a show for what? Right? It's like if you're trying to speak to an audience that cannot recognize your gifts or don't understand that what you're offering is a gift, then you're speaking to the wrong audience, right? There's nothing more painful than that, than sharing yourself and putting yourself out there, like divulging the depths of yourself and how you see the nature of reality, but then it falls on deaf ears, right? There's a reason why it says, do not cast your pearls at swine. Not saying that anyone's a swine, but it's just saying, and like, know your audience. Who are you going to share these gems of wisdom with, or whatever you have to offer, wherever your path is guiding you. Don't share it with people that just like are not within a capacity to understand. Right? Don't get lost in that illusion. Don't get lost in this game that we need to prove something to anyone, right? You're lost in it if that's where you're coming from, versus understanding that you are guided by something much higher and you don't need to prove yourself to anyone, right? And that your energy, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, what you embody will speak volumes. It will say all that it needs to say. And believe it or not, that energy speaks all the different dialects and has all the different lexicons that it needs to, right? So it's like you don't need to change who you are so someone else can understand you. It's like your energy will speak. Let it speak for you, right? So the hidden blessing here is you're really coming into alignment with source, with your higher power, with your higher self. And you're not relying on other people needing to understand you. You're releasing the need to understand other people and their path or to make them wrong in any way. And you're just being guided, man. You're just in flow with life and you're in love with life. And because of it, it's just like one big celebration. And you're finally releasing, you're finally undoing, all of this. It's like you've gone through, you're coming out after like on the other side of a very long journey. With this moon card, like you've been on this path of twisting and turning, and it's like you finally get it, or you're coming close to it, right? This is your invitation to get closer to that. Looking at wonder with the increase of what spirit has gifted you with, right? And choosing to water truth versus illusion. Neither one is good or bad. It's part of this earth plane, but it's like you want the light. You want to nourish that. Look at that increase, right? All right, pile 4, I'm going to leave this here for now. Please give this video a thumbs up, comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed if you've been here before, because I hope, and I know I'll see you soon. And I hope you have a good one. I hope this brought value to your day. What is up, pile number 5? Here's your reading for the hidden blessing behind this challenge. We're diving into 3 aspects today. We are first going to address the challenge just to make sure that this is your reading. We will dive into the hidden blessing, and then I have a few channeled messages here, as well as just whatever else your guides want to bring through. These have been longer readings. Generally, when I have 5 piles, I try to keep the readings short, but for whatever reason, they've been going on and I've had a lot more energy today. So, it's just, I've had a lot of energy to do this. So we're going to get into this. Okay, so your challenge, I feel like you have been in a period or a cycle of challenge after challenge after a challenge, and that you have gone through quite a bit of like Phoenix rising moments. I mean, we have the death card here. We also have, for your challenge card, we have the fault line. So the fault line, you guys, always reminds me of like you're about to break through something you know, the fault line is like, think of like ice, like cracked ice, right? And it's like you're trying to walk really slowly because it's like you don't want to disturb the way that life has been going or something. So you're like trying to tread lightly, but then it's like it's only a matter of time. And so maybe you have felt like it's like maybe you have felt on a very subtle intuitive level that something is going to happen. And I mean, you're not wrong. This is at the bottom of the deck. So maybe you've been feeling like everything you've been going through is not for an accident. And if you're guided to my channel, the chances are you guys are very aware of ascension and the spiritual journey and how evolution works. And, you know, just these moments of everything crumbling, it is not for no reason, right? It's all here to lead us to something, man. Okay. Whew. Wow. I feel it. Okay. So I'm just going to say your guys' hidden blessing. I wasn't really sure how this was relevant, but you do have the soulmate card. This to me also the hidden blessing. I really do though think for a lot of you guys this has to do with a really profound, passionate, beautiful, beautiful aligned love coming in. We also have 10 of Cups here. I mean, look at them. Look at those cute little fairies under that tree of love. But then it's so funny because I don't know why, but I have the bottom of the deck right here, you guys, pile number 5. And I was just like, I wanted to peek under. I didn't do this for any of the other of the piles, but I just wanted to peek under to see what else was there. And look what I saw. I saw that word or those words, the lover. So I really do. It kind of confirmed to me. I really do feel like you guys have been going through a lot, right? And it has brought you to this place. These constant cycles of death have brought you to this place of being at peace with yourself and being at peace with the world around you. I mean, one of your channeled messages is, I am at peace with myself and the whole world. I love everyone and everyone loves me. The floodgates of my good now open. So this has been a preparation cycle. I mean, you're probably here to work with a lot of people, to touch a lot of people's lives in a lot of ways. We have the 3 of Pentacles coming through here. So it's like, you really impact people on the level of heart. That's very apparent about you. And I feel like your level of compassion and just the depth that you were able to reach with other people, I feel like the hidden blessing is just that you feel like, for many people, it's like you are this key. Like you unlock other people's hearts to a degree that they've never experienced before. And it's because you've been through it. It's not lip service for you. It's like you've been through a lot to bring you to this space. Like you've gone on your journey. You have worked an incredible amount on yourself, and life has put you through the ringer. You've been all over this motherfucking wheel. You've been up, you've been down, you've been all around. And so now slowly you're making your way to the center of it, where you're just like observing it, right? Being at peace is like extricating your sense of identity from all of these comings and goings. You want a huggy? Hi, beautiful. Love you. The art of patience. I am learning this myself. So I just want to say too, one of the reasons why I feel like this is not just like one area of your life. It's just like this challenge for you has been going through like death after death after death after death, like ego death, one after another. Like the waves keep pounding down. You're about to enter a new, very bright paradigm, man, that just feels like you are existing at a level where everything is just in flow, and just your reflections, you're being reflected to people, the amount of unearthing you've done. So at one point in our journeys, it's like we're being reflected a lot more, the unhealed aspects of ourselves. But for you, the scales have tipped with this Justice card. The scales have finally tipped. Or once this final breakthrough or this final threshold or whatever, you know, this series of challenges, because you'll see what adds to this one big fault line is a series of tiny fault lines, right? So a series of all of these deaths, these little tiny deaths within a paradigm, leads to a complete new shift and a radical breakthrough into an even brighter paradigm. And the reason why I know this to be true, or this is confirmed, it says, the walls of lack and delay now crumble away, and I enter my promised land under grace. How beautiful. Like literally, when I think of this, I think of crumbling. And that's like actually the word that's used here. The walls of lack and delay now crumble away, and I enter my promised land under grace. I feel like This to me represents the hidden blessing is not just a lover, which I feel like that is honestly, you guys, and I don't say this too much because I don't want my readings to just be about love or anything. And if people have that on their channel, that's totally fine. But, you know, I want some real substance. Like, let's get to, there's more to life than just that, you know, but whatever, each to their own. But it's like, I really do feel like this has to do with that for you guys. I feel like you've been preparing. You've been in like a pressure cooker of preparation in order to handle all of this good that is flooding your way. And it's required a lot of sacrifice, right? It's required a lot of giving up on things that you thought that you wanted, that you perceived would bring you happiness, but were just faulty and full of illusion. So yeah, this soulmates card just doesn't just have to do with love on a romantic sense. However, that is part of this new paradigm you're entering. It's like you had to do this deep clearing of like misperceptions and, you know, misplacing where your true source of happiness is extracted from. There was some karmic clearing. I will say that justice wasn't the only card that came up in reverse, but I was guided to read it in an upright, but it is something that I took note of. So it feels like maybe for a while you felt like you were stuck in these karmic cycles that you couldn't get out of, right? Wheel of Fortune doesn't just talk about good fortune. It just talks about shit coming in general that we like essentially don't really always have control of from this level, right? So I feel like you've just been dealt hand after hand after hand, and you've been handling it like a champ, man. If I do say, you've been just like, it's really taken a lot. It takes a lot to shake you, I think. And this is part of the hidden blessing within any challenge is we develop a sense of resiliency, that we feel like no matter what comes our way, we can handle that. That's true confidence, right? It's not when you're sheltered your whole life and you're trying to avoid any discomfort, right? Because that doesn't build resiliency. That doesn't build vitality. When you're not testing your vitality and pushing it past its limits, you're not going to build any more, right? And it's going to get weaker actually. So this is your hidden blessing your whole life. I feel like your entire life. I feel like this has been a lifetime of just like meeting so many challenges, right? But just like handling it. And the hidden blessing are the people that you meet. The people you meet along the way, the hearts that you get to connect with, the authentic exchanges that you have with people. And I'm hearing that overall, a hidden blessing are just like you've probably had more than just one love. You've probably been in love more than just one time. But the scales I'm hearing have finally tipped. Like I'm at peace with myself. You are at peace with yourself. You feel like the whole world is at peace with you, regardless of what. That's a true, can I just say that's a true master? No matter what's going on in this insane fucking planet right now, and you know, every era is insane, right? Every decade, every century, there's some bullshit going on the planet, right? But a true master is someone who has extracted themselves from that. And you're just at peace with the whole world. You love everyone and everyone loves me. I mean, that's so clear. Like it's so clear that you have so many opportunities coming in to see this level of peace externalized and to see this depth of love that you have for yourself, to see it externalized. So it seems like, I don't mean to laugh, but it's just because I can relate. Your whole life has been a series of challenges and seeming setbacks, and you get a little bit success, you get a lot of success, and then it's you lose it. You think that you meet someone that's going to be your person, and then it just ends up they're another like night with empty cups, right? An empty Knight of Cups or something, or an empty Princess of Cups, whatever you're into. But it's like you didn't buy into the illusion, right? Even though this is the Swords card, to me this is one of the more balanced cards in the Swords family, because it's like the swords are there, but she's not gripping them, she's not taking the bait, right? And so I feel like you might have taken the bait. I'm almost sure of it. You've taken the bait in many cases, because you don't break through new thresholds and new paradigms if you don't fall through or fall off, right? And it's like you only grow through what you go through, right? You've seen no other option. You've had no other choice. My pile number 5, you've had no other choice but to see the gifts within your challenges. That's like, it's so funny that we're ending this reading these sessions with this one, because it's like you've had no choice but to see every challenge as a gift and every challenge as a blessing. Otherwise, you would be living a very miserable life. And I would even dare to say that one of the reasons why you're at this level of peace within yourself and evolution is because of that. It's like, it's so funny that even no matter when we get to a certain point on our path, I feel like that we stop seeing it like this, but being afraid of challenges or being afraid of you know, just like, I always dog on the law of attraction communities, but peace and love, do your own thing. But just like when we think that, oh no, I'm doing something wrong because something I don't like is happening. No, that's your freaking training ground to be untouchable. That's your training ground to be a god and to be a goddess, you know, to be God incarnate, divinity incarnate. That is your training ground, those challenges, right? Because the true God, I mean, source does not care what happens. Source is just like, all right, this is what we're doing today, right? This is just what's happening. It's just what's happening, right? And it's here and gone, right? So, you know, I feel like you have really brought yourself to a sense of peace because of that, because you're like, I'm not getting caught up in this bullshit anymore. I feel like you guys have many moments of where you've seen things go really up, and then you've seen things go really down. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Two of Wands, the Moon. Yeah, you guys have been doing this for some time. And so it's like, finally, I feel like you had felt like this for a while of like, why, when is it gonna ease up? But like, I actually heard a tarot reader say this, yesterday. Her name is Alice. Man, I just came across her channel and I've just been binging. She's incredible. She is incredible. But she said, you know, our challenges never get easier. It's just that we are getting stronger. Right. And I was like, ooh, sister, you said it. You said it so good. And I know that's going to come through in one of my readings. And I promise I will give you credit where credit is due. And so I'm doing my credit. So, yeah, I feel like this is just this, your whole life is a testament to this. And I am seeing that part of your gift and part of what you're here for, part of your life path probably does involve with working with other people and communicating this on some level. I mean, you have no choice, right? It's like, I feel like, you know, older souls, or when we have this written in our blueprint, you know, our karma is deeply intertwined with our dharma. And when we transmute it is when we don't see it as a curse anymore. And we're like, okay, there's hidden blessings here. There's something here for me to work with. I might not see it now, but I'll see it eventually, right? And so part of your path is communicating that to other people with how you embody things, how people watch you handle these challenges after challenges after challenges. And it's like, I feel like there will be people really celebrating you, really celebrating all that breaks through for you. Because if this is not something that you're already feeling, that you can already feel that you're embodying it, this might be, you might be either really close to it, you guys, because this is coming up as like it's something that you might still be perceiving as a challenge, or maybe you're just like, I just be going through challenges, so I'm going to see which one this tarot reader is talking about today. Or maybe this is like you're on the other side already, that you finally made that breakthrough and you're just like, God, I feel so peaceful. I just feel like, come at me, bro. Like nothing can touch me, right? So the floodgates of my own good now open. It's just like, there's so many synchronicities in here. I could just like talk about the cards and not even get to the point of how much synchronicity is here, pointing to the fact that you guys are just like, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my channel. Thank you for tuning into these readings. Like, this is powerful. You guys are powerful and you deserve every bit of what's coming your way. And I really, really do see, I feel like you guys might have had, in terms of the love department, you might have felt like it's never going to come. Like there's not going to be someone that's like on my level. Like I'm not, you know, that's probably something you wouldn't say to other people, or maybe just say to your closest friends, because it's like, you're not one of those people that ever put yourself above someone else. But like, let's be real. It's like, you guys are badasses. You've been through a lot to you've been through initiation after initiation. You don't have some sort of like, you don't go through all those initiations if you aren't a very powerful soul with a very powerful mission on the planet. And so I'm here to say, like, I feel like you're going to finally feel like there's someone coming in that is on your level. And that can, you know, you can at least have fun with for a little bit, or, you know, just, it seems like there would be, whether it's romantic for a bit and then not, or vice versa, it starts off friendly or not. It seems like something's coming in that really is going to unlock your love to a greater depth. And it's something I feel like you've probably been longing for, but you're okay. You're like, meh. If it happens, it happens. If not, then not, because you're really like, just like, well, whatever. Look at him. He's just like, whatever. As you can see his face. Yeah, he's kind of like determined, but at the end of it, he's literally like whatever, you know. If it's meant to be, then it's gonna be. It can't pass me by. And I feel like that's just kind of just this energy you guys are in is just, whoo, man, this is really powerful. You guys deserve it. I'm just gonna leave off with pile 5. You guys deserve it. Continue to soak up this peace, continue to be like transcending yourself, you know, finding yourself at the center of this rung, like let this process of purification happen. And very soon, man, If you're not already experiencing this peace, you probably are. It's going to continue to compound. Continue your methods, your visualizations, or your meditation practices, whatever has got you to this point. It's just going to continue to compound upon itself. So continue to let it do so. And yeah, just, man, your promised land is here. The walls of lack and delay now crumble away, and I enter my promised land under grace. I mean, if that doesn't sum up this whole reading, then I don't know what the hell does, but you guys deserve it. Thanks for being here. If this reading resonated, brought peace, confirmation, fulfillment, whatever to your heart, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, comment down below. Yeah, especially subscribe if you've been here before, because you'll be back. I'm sure you will. All right, I hope I see you guys soon. Much love.